Welcome. My name is Fabian Degen. I'm the owner and Chief Investment Officer of FMD Wealth Advisors. So, this is the third episode of my podcast, Financial Friction. And the topic this week is understanding divorce in New York. Navigating the landscape of divorce in New York can often feel overwhelming, especially when grappling with the emotional and logistical complexities that will happen at the end of a marriage. New York is a no-fault divorce state, which means that a spouse does not need to prove any wrongdoing by the other party to obtain a divorce. Instead, the most common ground for divorce is an irretrievable breakdown of the marriage for at least 6 months. However, this simplicity in grounds does not necessarily translate to a quick and easy process. Divorce proceedings in New York are governed by the domestic relations law, which outlines the legal framework for dissolving a marriage. This legal structure ensures that the rights and responsibilities of both parties are considered, covering aspects such as asset division, child support, spousal support, and more. Understanding these laws and how they apply to your situation is crucial for navigating the divorce process effectively. While the legal framework provides a structured approach, each divorce case is unique, influenced by individual circumstances and complexities. Factors such as length of marriage, the presence of children, and the financial situation of the parties involved all play significant roles in determining the course and duration of the divorce process. By gaining a comprehensive understanding of these variables, you can better prepare for the journey ahead. So now, let's focus on the types of divorce in New York. So in New York, divorces are broadly categorized into two types: uncontested and contested. An uncontested divorce occurs when both spouses agree on all the terms of the divorce, including asset divisions, child custody, and spousal support. This type of divorce is typically faster and less expensive as it involves fewer legal complexities and court interventions. In contrast, a contested divorce arises when the spouses cannot agree on one or more terms of the divorce. This type of divorce usually requires more extensive legal proceedings, including court hearings and potentially a trial to resolve the dispute. Contested divorces can be significantly more time-consuming and costly due to the need for legal representation, expert witnesses, and lengthy negotiations. Another important distinction is between fault-based and no-fault divorces. While New York predominantly handles no-fault divorces, fault-based divorces can still be filed on grounds such as, for example, cruel and inhuman treatment. Fault-based divorces often involve more detailed legal scrutiny and can extend the duration of the process, as proving fault requires substantial evidence and court involvement. Several factors influence the duration of a divorce process in New York, making each case unique in its timeline. One of the primary factors is the level of contention between the spouses. When both parties are cooperative and willing to negotiate, the process tends to be quicker. Conversely, high level of conflict can lead to prolonged legal battles over issues such as child custody, asset division, and spousal support. The complexity of the marital estate also plays a significant role in determining the length of a divorce. Couples with substantial assets, multiple properties, or complex financial portfolios may require more time to accurately assess and divide these resources. This often involves hiring financial experts, conducting appraisals, and helping to provide feedback on settlement terms that reflect the value and nature of the assets. Child custody arrangements are another critical factor. Divorces involving children can become particularly complex as the court prioritizes the best interest of the child. Disputes over custody, visitation rights, and child support can extend the duration of the divorce, especially if both parents are arguing for primary custody or having different views on what constitutes the best arrangement for the child. Let's talk about the divorce process timeline. So the timeline for divorce in New York can vary based on specifics of the case. So generally, an uncontested divorce can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months from the filing date to finalization, assuming all documents are in order and there are no delays. This timeline includes mandatory waiting period, filing the necessary paperwork, and obtaining a court date for the final judgment. For contested divorces, the timeline can be significantly longer, often ranging from 9 months to more than 2 years. The process begins with the filing of a divorce petition and serving the other spouse with divorce papers. Following this, both parties will engage in a so-called discovery phase, where they exchange financial information and other relevant documents. This phase alone can take several months, depending on the complexity of the assets and the level of cooperation from both parties. After the divorce phase, negotiations or mediation sessions may take place to resolve disputes. If an agreement cannot be reached, the case will proceed to trial, where a judge will make a final determination on contested issues. The trial phase can be lengthy, involving multiple court dates, witness testimonies, and legal arguments. Post-trial, there may also be a period of appeals or further motions, adding additional time before the divorce is finalized. So let's reflect. What are the key differences between a contested and uncontested divorce? So the primary difference between contested and uncontested divorces lies in the level of agreement between the spouses. So in an uncontested divorce, both parties have mutually agreed on all aspects of the separation, including the division of asset, child custody, and support arrangements. This agreement allows the process to proceed smoothly and quickly, often without the need for extensive court intervention. On the other hand, contested divorces involve significant disagreement on one or more issues. These disputes require legal resolution, which can include mediation, arbitration, or court hearing. The need for court intervention to resolve a contested issue makes this type of divorce more time-consuming and costly. Additionally, the emotional toll of a contested divorce can be substantial, as both parties may engage in a prolonged battle to achieve their desired outcomes. The procedural steps in a contested and uncontested divorce also differ. Uncontested divorce typically involve filing a joint agreement and obtaining a final judgment from the court relatively quickly. In contrast, contested divorces require a more complex process, including filing initial petitions, engaging in discovery, attending multiple court hearings, and potentially going to trial. Each of these steps add time and complexity to the overall process. So let's talk about the role of mediation and arbitration in divorce. Mediation and arbitration are alternative dispute resolution methods that can play a crucial role in the divorce process. Mediation involves a neutral third party known as the mediator, who facilitates discussions between the spouses to help them reach a mutually acceptable agreement. This process is often less confrontational than traditional court proceedings and can lead to a quicker resolution. Arbitration, on the other hand, involves a neutral arbiter who hears both parties' arguments and makes a binding decision on the contested issues. While arbitration is more formal than mediation, it is still generally faster and less costly than going to trial. Both mediation and arbitration provides opportunities for spouses to resolve their disputes in a more private and controlled environment. The use of mediation and arbitration can significantly reduce the duration and cost of a divorce. These methods encourage cooperative problem solving and allow the parties to maintain greater control over the outcome. Additionally, they can help preserve amicable relationships, which is particularly important when children are involved. By opting for mediation or arbitration, couples can often avoid the lengthy and contentious process of a contested divorce. So let's talk about common delays in divorce proceedings. Several common factors can cause delays in divorce proceedings, prolonging the time it takes to reach a final resolution. One major cause of delay is incomplete or inaccurate paperwork. Filing errors, missing documents, or discrepancies in financial disclosures can result in a significant setback, as these issues must be corrected before the process can move forward. Another frequent source of delay is the discovery phase, particularly in cases involving complex financial situations. Gathering and exchanging financial information can be time-consuming, especially if one party is not really cooperative or attempts to hide assets. This phase often requires the involvement of financial experts who may need additional time to conduct thorough evaluations and provide accurate assessments. Court scheduling can also contribute to delays. Divorce cases must adhere to the court's calendar, which may be congested with other cases. Securing court dates for hearings, trials, and other proceedings can take several months, especially in busy jurisdictions. Additionally, unforeseen circumstances such as medical emergencies or changes in legal representation can further extend the timeline of a divorce. So let's think and talk about how to expedite your divorce process. While some delays in the divorce process are unavoidable, there are several steps individuals can take to expedite their divorce. One of the most effective ways to speed up the process is to pursue an uncontested divorce by reaching agreements on all issues with your spouse. Doing that, you can avoid lengthy court battles and move through the process more swiftly. Another point to mention is being organized and proactive is also saving time in the divorce process. Ensuring that all required documents are accurately completed and filed on time. Respond promptly to requests for information from your attorney or the court, and keep detailed records of all communications and filings. Staying on top of these administrative tasks can help prevent unnecessary delays. Also, consider alternative dispute resolution methods, such as mediation or arbitration, to resolve any contested issues. These methods can lead to faster and more amicable resolutions compared to traditional court proceedings. Additionally, hiring an experienced divorce attorney who is familiar with the nuances of New York's divorce law can provide valuable guidance and help navigating potential obstacles, ensuring a more efficient process. So, let's talk about some resources for navigating divorce in New York. So, as we talked about, navigating divorce in New York can be challenging, but there are numerous resources available to help individuals throughout the process. Legal aid organizations such as the Legal Aid Society and community-based legal clinics offer free or low-cost legal assistance to those who qualify. These organizations can provide valuable guidance on legal rights and help with filing necessary paperwork. Online resources such as the New York State Unified Court System's webpage offer a wealth of information on divorce procedures, required forms, and court locations. Additionally, many websites provide tools and calculators to help individuals estimate child support, spousal support, and property divisions. These resources can be instrumental in understanding the financial aspects of a divorce. Support groups and counseling services can also be beneficial during a divorce. Organizations like Divorce Care and local mental health agencies offer support groups, workshops, and counseling to help individuals cope with the emotional challenges of a divorce. Engaging with these resources can provide much-needed emotional support and practical advice for navigating complexities of the divorce process. So, in conclusion, preparing for divorce in New York requires a thorough understanding of the legal process and the factors that can influence the duration of your case. By familiarizing yourself with the different types of divorce, the role of mediation and arbitration, and the potential delays that may arise, you can better navigate the complexities of the process. Taking proactive steps such as pursuing an uncontested divorce, staying organized, utilizing available resources, can help expedite your divorce and reduce the emotional and financial strain. Divorce, for sure, is a very challenging journey, but with the right preparation and support, it is possible to navigate the process more smoothly. By understanding the legal framework, being aware of potential pitfalls, and seeking professional guidance when needed, you can approach your divorce with greater confidence and clarity. Remember, every divorce is unique, and taking the time to understand your specific situation will ultimately help you achieve a fair and timely resolution. As you embark on this journey, prioritize your well-being and seek the support you need to move forward. Whether through legal assistance, counseling, working with a CDFA, Certified Divorce Financial Analyst, who can help you guide through the process. There are many resources available to help you through this transition. So by staying informed and proactive, you can navigate the complexity of divorce in New York and emerge stronger on the other side. This was the third episode of the Financial Friction podcast. I'm Fabian Degen. I'm the owner of FMD Wealth Advisors. You can find more information about the company on our webpage, fmdwealth.com. Feel free to reach out anytime. We are here to support you. Thank you very much.